This is Call of Duty Black Ops. We're on Verruckt, doing another one of our zombie tours, taking a look at all of the classic zombie maps, talking a bit about them, and showing them off on Xbox Series X because, well, it's kind of fun. And yeah, this is a very interesting map. This is the second zombie map ever to release, and it really was one of, expansion, exploration, and also them playing around with the general concepts that they had set up with that initial map. And it was actually the only DLC kind of map pack I didn't buy off of World at War, which is kind of funny. So I first actually experienced this, well, me owning it. I actually played it at a friend's house prior to that, but this was the first time that I had played it myself. Was in Black Ops back in the day. So this stands for German for crazy or insane, also known as Zombie Verruckt Asylum or Zombie Asylum. Yeah, it's definitely a bit of a classic level and a really interesting one because I still, from what I remember, it's the only one that actually splits you up right off the bat and kind of almost doubles your cost in regards to how you move through it. So you've got, squads of 2 usually, but we've got, actually, I think it's just me and these 2 other people that I ended up playing with, kind of going at it. So I've got my side and they've got their side. So what's interesting is the split here is kind of like, well, you gotta kind of fend for yourself until you guys get to a point where you can turn on the power and open up the splitting door, or kind of meet in the middle. So it really changes up your strategies in regards to how you move around the place, because basically, no matter what you do, every time this map is going to be open. It's just going to be, a very, very open location with lots of rooms where you're kind of just like, okay, well, we got to do circles and stuff, which is fine. I think that's kind of good. Although the zombies are fairly aggressive in this one, and we also get, the benefit of like perks and stuff, and yeah, it's kind of a very interesting level just in regards to what it did and how it changed up the experience. And there's also Mule Kick has been added as well, so that's an extra that they added in the later times. Well, after the release and everything like that, when they started getting Mule Kick into the experience. But for this one, there's also the first showcase of traps with the electroshock defenses. You've got your mystery box, which is typical. And yeah, they just kind of played around with it. There's lots of different rooms to go into, and we will be kind of going into them in the near future because we've got lots of cool places to see and kind of witness as we go through this area. It just takes a little bit to kind of get everything going on this one. And again, very, very weird sort of level setup. It's cool. I actually, for a class in school, I made a SketchUp. I think it was called SketchUp. Google SketchUp or Sketchit or something. I made like a version of this map because I was actually pretty good at the program there, but not the full map. I didn't have time for that because of the school thing, but I made a few rooms from it. It was really impressive anyways. Aside from that, we're moving into the second room here, and we will show off every room in the game and all of the sides. It just takes a little bit of time to get things going. And this one, a little bit of a really open spot, and the water I find is actually something that can be, a little distracting when you're moving around because you basically get a little bit of an effect on your screen that makes it harder to, kind of see things. It's definitely a very interesting and surprising level. That's mostly what I have to say. Is it's weirdly set up. It's quite grim, but it's also a lot more lit than you look at Nuketown, obviously its predecessor. So you get your wall weapons, which I think you need to rely on a little bit more on this one in order to survive effectively. Just because, again, we don't have Pack-a-Punch, right? So this is the, just before. Actually, no, there was another one after this, Shi No Numa, and then we finally got Pack-a-Punch. It just makes these older ones, these classic ones, a lot harder to survive in because you don't get the extra upgraded tools that you need. So we're opening this up now. And you can see up here we got the second level. Again, very kind of plain, but full of little weird dark elements to them locations. And it's just technically a really small map, but it feels fairly expansive, like you're in a really big place. So then we're up on the second level here. Lots of areas for the zombies to come in. They can come through the walls, so they can come through these barricades. And you can watch them move in the middle there, and then you get to see the other team on the other side doing their little bit of exploration there. And then we're going to, of course, keep pushing forward because we want to get to that mystery box. There's the power, and they can come through that wall there. And yeah, I think, do I get a trench gun? I can't remember if I get a trench gun or not. But a very, very cool level. That's the biggest thing, is this one's kind of spooky. We got the Bettys. Replenishing every round. It's definitely one of the better tools that you can purchase in the game because they are so effective. What a creepy level. what a straight up creepy level this is, right? Just absolute madness trying to survive. And I imagine there are probably many times where many teams kind of just falter right off the bat because, you know, it takes work to kind of even get together. Which is, you know, kind of a bit of a nuts thing for this one. And then the wall. Oh, the wall. And also, it's really nice and open, so you could move through it. You don't get, like, you know, kind of caught. You can do your trains. But there's all these narrow spots where they don't really give you a lot of movement. And it's not like you can get too creative in how you kind of go around everywhere in the environment, because it's really set. And then you got, like, these weird kind of broken down rooms that are just sort of open, and a lot of it's just empty. That's a big part of this, is just really empty, open, subtle rooms that you're kind of moving through. And it's just creepy. Very, very creepy. And it looks like they're progressing as well, which is nice. And yeah, it's just kind of a very different experience, you know, that throwback level. That's a good amount of challenge, and they don't really hold your hand at all in this one, because you don't got the pack-a-punch, you don't got anything you really need to work towards. You're just kind of moving through rooms. So the kitchen is super, super cool looking. Really cool looking. Here are these like narrow points. So many choke points where you just kind of get completely stuck. And you don't get choices and you don't get options. And that just adds such a layering of challenge to this one that other ones don't have. It's really, really cool. And we're going to be going over secrets, although the other side is a little bit more secret packed, if that makes sense. This side's actually kind of boring, but usually the one I always end up on, which is kind of neat. We're getting a decent amount of points in here. It's also kind of lonely being on this side. All by myself. The other two are chilling over there as friends. Another day, another zombie dead. And a nice double point. So we can actually get going here and start opening things up, although we are out of ammo, which is not good. So this is the kitchen. Very, very creepy, right? It's got like a spooky vibe to it, the blood, everything like that. Really just one messed up looking place. This is one of the creepier rooms, I think, in all of the zombies. And I don't even know what any of this points to or does. It's just kind of random nonsense and craziness. And then this area here where, I mean, you guess you could kind of sit there and try to defend out, but like every single point here, you just kind of get eventually overwhelmed due to the quantity of zombies and our mystery box and power with the hand attached to it. So we get out of the box. And then there's like this lower area here. And I guess the idea of the lower area was just to kind of be like, you know, another challenge, so you guess you couldn't camp this room up as effectively, but it's basically just like a death trap down there, because there's no real way to escape, right? And it's a tight corner here, so it's hard to defend. There's just not many defensive points to, like, hold up on in this one. It's quite a difficult level. And there's our mule kick in the corner, and now these guys are coming this way, and I'm going to the other side because I want to go and take a look at some of the stuff there. So first off, there's this room to the left there. We're going to open up way later, but it's just the most pointless room I've ever seen. I don't even know why you buy it. The chair, when you go up to it, you can make it do a drill sound. So hopefully that kind of came across, but it does, like, because it's like a drilling thing. I think it's like a dentist type thing, as odd as that sounds. So just holding X to it, like the chair over there, it is, you know, makes that sound. There's Jug. Another little death trap room. I guess the zombies just like they can really rush and overwhelm you here. And then there's a bit of a like an open kind of field backdrop with a few buildings and stuff. It feels like a very, you know, light casual town type place with an asylum. And then here you've got two sides. Again, very, very narrow areas. And it's kind of also cool that you can see the whole map basically from almost any of the outdoor places. You can see right across and know what's going on. Double tap root beer. That boy's actually pretty good of a gun. Especially for zombie killing. There's Betty's down here. I also think this was somewhat repurposed from a campaign, if I'm not mistaken. So here, if you flush the toilets, it'll play the musical song for this particular part, which is kind of a cool feature, you know, just in terms of having the musical Easter egg song being present there. Lullaby for a Dead Man, which is just a kind of a classic. Yeah, so you hold X on the toilet 3 times and it starts playing. Oh, she was a great singer. I definitely miss her doing the songs and the modern ones, that's for sure. So then we've seen that side, and it just kind of leads over to, well, basically the open power box. But we close it, so it's kind of cut off. And this room here, I do not comprehend the point of this room. Absolutely useless. I don't even know what you would do with it. Down you go.
Killing time! Not even close, freak bag!
But yeah, I think we've about actually shown off every part of the map at this point. Each side of it, gone over all the little spots. It's a really, really interesting level. It's a cool one, it's still a fun one to kind of give a whirl on, but it's also one that's like not really easy to work through. It's got some surprises, tight corners, and very tight corridors to have to deal with, which are such a pain on this one. I really don't even have the great like strategies on this. It's sort of like try to do your trains in your different rooms, because if you bunch up, it's basically the end of you. So there's also like some hidden radios and stuff, I guess, like that. Yeah. Which is kind of neat. And yeah, Lullaby for a Dead Man. Luna Seepin. Great, great, great. Anyways, that's about all I have to say for this one. If you want to watch the rest of the match, you can see the longevity of how the team kind of goes and works together, and how everything kind of falls apart. Because I think I was doing a lot of the leg room for these guys, opening everything up and stuff. I believe I opened the majority of the locations. And yeah, it's just very interesting. I'd love to hear, you know, strategies and stuff people have set for this one. It really just feels kind of like random luck that you're able to get some decent weapons and hold some spots off. Because you get to a certain point where you gotta be swapping through weapons, right? Because you don't got that back a bunch. It's an interesting dynamic, and Verruckt is a very cool and creepy map.
We need a cluttered battlefield. My strength grows. I have drawn a line in the sand.
Double points!
Your touch is cold. Mine is deadly. You hurt me, I kill you. I took great pleasure in that. All must fall. Leave this place! Du face annihilation! Primitive fool! Drop it!
Double points!
Accept your penalty! The worms will dine tonight! The worms will dine tonight! An eye for an eye! I am warrior! I need ammunition, quickly! Fuck, they're between me and my vodka! Where is mighty Red Army now, huh? You bring forth your destruction! Oh yeah, bring it, motherfucker! for your disrespect! I believe this must be for Nikolai. From this they shall not recover! Your games will not break my will. Die, maggot whores! It is a good day to die! Limb by limb! Shall I remove another? I will not give up! Why is no one killing these things? Save this victory, demons. It will not